music that I would never hear.
This is rock and roll music. Me podcast you listen. Again, back with our episodes of movies. We're going to talk about movies, MC, and I'm going to get into attire because I'm a big movie star. And as I get ready to talk about this movie scene, I got a movie that came out in 2019 called The States. That you never heard of. No one's ever heard of it. No one will ever hear of it.
It's actually free with ads that I'd seen.
Oh, did you watch it?
I did not.
No. Son of a bitch. Why don't you watch my movie?
When you watch Jarryd McGregor, I'll watch.
I was only in 2 movies.
I know you didn't watch mine.
I was in 2 movies, and I think one of them. This is the first one that I think actually made it to a movie set. So this is it.
Yeah, you have an actual wild story to tell, right? On this
movie. Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We saved it. We saved it for this episode alone, so you may tell your story.
I don't know if I can share the screen, but I probably can't play the trailer because it's probably copyrighted, huh?
Yeah, probably.
I was saying the last episode I played music out that we probably weren't allowed to play.
I did need to have the still shots of you sitting on the bench talking to whoever that guy was, and the back of your head walking through.
I'll see if I can freeze that while we talk about this movie. But here is the movie itself. It's called The States, and not sure who this girl is, but she's supposed to be somebody popular. Her name is Alex, I think.
Have you watched your own film?
I did.
That's a better question.
I did watch this movie, and I turned it off. I was not, even though people watched it, they said it wasn't that bad acting. It's pretty bad for me. So it definitely got a 4 point. It got a 4.1 stars out of 10. So,
oh no.
But it's probably better. You're
not on the cover of that.
So if I can ever find
DVD,
I wasn't prepared, but if I could ever find the movie poster that he put together, that he sent out, and I'll see if I can find it when we. Dude, he made a movie poster of me, and it looked so bad in my head. All I thought to myself is if my head actually looks like that, then I'm embarrassed. Are you all right? Did you get skin cut out of the side of your face and your eyes sagging?
Going blind.
You need some sunglasses. You need to learn how to use the sunglasses.
Yeah, I know. Future isn't as bright as yours.
I was in a movie. Just like I was on the last comic standing reel in the beginning of the movie itself, or the show. They ran out there when they were doing the last comic standing at the Tempe Improv. I was in there for a brief moment before I got voted. You're out of here, bro. So, anyways,
what happens when you vote a large comedian out of the building? Or
I didn't even make it. I didn't even make it to the house. I made it to the stage.
The living hell out of everybody else in there. I'm funnier than you, damn you! I'm gonna throw you through the damn roof.
That's kind of what it felt like. So in this movie, The States, how it became a movie for me was.
How did you meet the director? Tell us that.
So what happened was I did shows in Albuquerque.
Okay.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico, is where this guy was filming part of this movie. And somehow it was supposed to be a comedy. And I'm not sure how the comedy part of this came around. But this was supposed to be a comedy. And it actually, they asked for a guy who looked like a hitman in the movie. And they said, we need some guy who looks like a hitman who's a big dude. And one of the comedians there said, I know, he said, I'm on my way to film this at the Grand Canyon. Can you find me? And so they reached out to me and they said, hey, this guy is a movie maker. He's filming movies and he's making this movie called States. And they need a big guy to play a hitman. And I was like, well, I'm not an actor. And they said, well, it's a comedy. So it's supposed to be supposed to be funny. Which, if you watch the movie, it's not that funny. It's not even, there's no comedy in my part. Even my part was like, what the frick? It's not even funny. So he reached out to me and he called me on the phone. Well, I looked up this actor, this movie producer guy, and I found that he was really popular with doing skateboard videos and stuff like that for a company that I've heard of, and he's out of Canada. And so I thought it seemed kind of legit. So he said, I'm writing with one of the actors. We're going to go to the Grand Canyon where we're filming this scene. And we want you, if you could meet us there or whatever, and I'll jump in the car with you. Because he flew to Albuquerque. And then he jumped in the car with me, and then we'll go back to LA where he has a place. And then we're going to film my scenes in Hollywood. So he talked to me, told me what we're going to do, made me really I was convinced that this was actually something that seemed kind of cool. And I met them at the Grand Canyon at 8:30 in the morning, and it was snowing that day, and it was cold. And so we got there, and I meet the kid, and the kid's also a comedian from Albuquerque, and we filmed this scene. As we're filming it, he's filming it with a DSLR camera, which is just a typical camera. It's just a camera that anybody
filming it with his phone, a flip phone.
Hold on. We got to get to the part. So he's filming it with the camera, and the camera is not like anything impressive. It's just a camera. And he's like, well, yeah, all movie makers use just cameras now and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. And then he pulls out his iPhone and films part of the scenes too with his iPhone. He has an audio recorder and all that stuff, the Zoom audio part, everything like that. So now I'm kind of like, this seems a little hacky, kind of what the fuck.
No lighting fixture or a boom mic?
No. He just had...
How did he convince you to do it? Did he say there was no pay involved, but you'll get credit in this film?
Yeah, he was like, there's a movie part that you can be in this film, and then we get credits and like, yum. But he was also paying for the trip. So I was like, okay. So, but again, we'll go into that.
But you're driving, so it's putting miles on your truck.
Yeah, but this even gets fucking worse. So as I'm doing the movie thing, I'm like, well, now I'm committed. I'm at the Grand Canyon. I can't just fucking leave this dude sitting here. Like, find your own fucking way. He seemed like a cool guy. It wasn't like he was an asshole. So I was like, I'll film it. So I started to film it with him. The scene was me meeting this guy at the Grand Canyon. I'm supposed to meet this kid at the Grand Canyon. I'm supposed to act like I'm there just checking it out on my way to LA. This kid's going to jump off the Grand Canyon and kill himself. So I meet this kid and I tell him my life story and yada, yada, yada. So as we're sitting there talking about the scene, this dude's writing out the script on his phone, on a napkin. And that's when I was like, what the fuck? You don't even have a script. Like, this is non-scripted movie. So now I'm even more skeptical. Like, this is fucked up, man. I don't know if I can do this. I think I should go home. So now I'm like, no, be a professional. You never know. You hear about movies like this. It's an independent film. You never know where this is going to go. So I'm trying to be cool. And I already made plans to go to LA. So it wasn't like I didn't know anybody. So I was like, I'll do this, and if things go south, I'll just fucking kick him out. It wasn't like he was a huge dude, and then I'll just be done. Well, we're filming this scene, and I'm trying to do my best acting chops, which is the part where you see me sitting on the rock with the kid, and I'm trying to be professional to do the scene. I'm kind of ad-libbing. So now I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. And so this is never going to get made. I'm making another movie like 90 Minutes to Tucson, like we did with those stunt guys, and this is never going to go fucking anywhere. So
starring Havoc.
Starring Havoc is a hillbilly with 9 other hillbillies all getting beat up by a bunch of fake bikers. So
Hillbilly Mortal Kombat.
So all I kept thinking was, I am spending money to do this, and I'm kind of pissed off. But he said he's going to pay for it. So he gets in my car after we film the scene, and then so I asked him. I said, "So how do you do this? Like, how do you film the Grand Canyon and get permission to do this stuff?" And he says, "I don't." So now we're filming illegally. So we're just filming. So now I'm like, this is fucked up. So now
is that when you enter the Grand Canyon? Is that stated on there? You cannot film on this for any commercial purposes.
You can't film anywhere without a permit. So you need to have a film permit from the state that you're filming in. And what he told me is, you film the movie, you do everything you're supposed to do for the movie, and then after the movie is filmed, then you ask for all these permissions. You ask for all these permissions. So I'm like, all right, I don't know the movie. I don't know the movie business, so I'm believing this shit. So anyways, we're filming. He's doing everything about it. And then next thing you know, we're driving to L.A. We're driving to L.A. that night from the Grand Canyon about 5 o'clock.
How long is that approximately?
Well, it took 6 hours. So
we're
driving, and he's talking to me. And then he goes, which strangely he says, "Do you have a gun?" And so I thought it was a weird question. So of course I travel with a pistol. And so he's like, "I just want to know if you have a gun, because the next scene you're going to be a hitman and we need to use it." And I said, "You're not going to use my fucking gun to film a show."
Yeah, no kidding, right?
And he's like, "Oh, well, I kind of was hoping we could." And I said, "Dude, you could buy like a pellet gun or something to make it look like a pistol. I don't think you need to use." So that's when he convinces me that he has no money. And so he says, "Well, I just don't really have a whole lot. This budget's kind of running tight." And so now I'm thinking, how the fuck are you going to pay for everything that we're doing? You know, you're paying for the hotel, you're paying for the gas.
At this point, has he paid you for gas?
No. So we've been an hour and a half in, and he hasn't paid me. And so then I realized this is going to go fucking south. So I'm in it for the run. So now I'm just like, this fucking dude. So we go, as we're driving to,
keeps asking if you have to use the bathroom, so he could try to get your gun away and take off in your truck. Sure you don't have to use the bathroom? Sure you don't have to use the bathroom?
So we're in Hollywood.
Off in the desert?
As we're driving down the Hollywood, it's getting late. It's probably like 2 a.m, maybe later. Maybe it's like midnight. And I was getting tired, and he's like, "Let's pull in this hotel and we'll stay here." And so we pull in this whacked fucking hotel. It looks like one of those hour rate hotels. And we stay there, and he goes, "Dude, I just don't have enough money for 2 rooms. Do you mind if we get 1 room?" No. I'm getting kind of worried. Like, this fucking dude's hitting on me, or it's going to be weird. So I go, well, you know, what the fuck am I going to do? So I don't want to get my own room. And so I just said, that's fine. He goes, "I'm just going to stay up all night and edit anyway. So I'm going to edit on my computer, and I'm going to edit all this film that I shot." So I went to sleep and woke up the next morning around 4. We go to his apartment complex in Hollywood, which I thought he had an apartment that he used when he was not in America. So he's in Canada. Yeah. And instead, he's got an apartment where there's about 7 or 8 other people staying in the same apartment. And it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath off the Hollywood Strip. And we go in, dude, and these dudes are all laying on like air mattresses on the floor. They're fucking laying around. And they walk in and they're like, "Yo, man, where you been, man?" And then I'm like, "I gotta use the bathroom." And the guy's like, "Where you been all this time, bro?" And so he's like, "I just been back and been filming, doing stuff. I need to get some stuff." And they all have like camera stuff, equipment in there, 8mm reel films, all this shit everywhere. So I realized these are all starving, you know, producers of movies. They're making independent films and shit. And they're all living in this 1-bedroom apartment in Hollywood. And so next thing you know, we're coming down there like, "Well, Zach, man, don't forget, we got shit we got to get and everything." And all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'll get you the money. So I'm like, "Oh, fuck.
You got my cheese whiz, boy?"
And so
the old man. Blues Brothers in there?
So afterwards, I started thinking, fuck, man, this is like a really weird scene. And so we're supposed to meet a kid, and he's in the film.
That sounds more interesting whatever you're describing than the movie itself.
Yeah, so he's in the fucking, the kid in the movie is from Hollywood, and he's a comic. And he's actually in the poster. Let me see if I pull up that poster again. He's actually right in the corner of the picture, and I'm thinking I didn't even make it in the fucking picture of the poster. And that's what I've been looking for this whole time. I was trying to find that poster because it was such a long time ago.
So what was the point of your scene at the Grand Canyon? That you were a guy that kills someone but actually talking someone out of killing themselves?
No, I'm on my way to kill somebody. So this person.
So there was no comedic irony in that.
So this person right next to the girl.
Your guy you were trying to save somebody instead of kill somebody. He wasn't even trying to do like comedic irony in there.
So no, well the comedy part of it was I said, man, I always wanted to travel around and write down the best bathrooms to use, and all that stuff because I was making a joke about it. And so we use that in the scene where I do a podcast where I talk about the greatest bathrooms you can use while you're traveling. Stupid shit. So there was really no comedy in it, and there wasn't any idea of like what was supposed to be comedic about this at all. So I was supposed to be there checking out the Grand Canyon while I was on my way to be a hitman to get somebody in LA. Run across this kid. This kid's gonna jump. I talk him out of it with giving him life advice, which is like stupid shit, but I don't know he's trying to kill himself. And I talk to him, and then I go on my way.
Oh, so you didn't even know he was there to kill himself. So
no.
You were an intentional killer that unintentionally stopped someone from killing themselves.
Yeah. So it was just, I don't know. Independent films. So anyways, so I go, yeah, I'm like, what? Life's really like a bowl of raisins. I'm just like, what the fuck am I talking about? So as
that one guy just wrote on a napkin 5 minutes ago.
No shit. That's exactly what he did. It was exactly how he did it. He wrote it on a fucking napkin. So anyways,
the two movies I was in, I actually wrote the script and many drafts of it, so I can at least say that.
So anyways, we go back to the LA. We go to LA, the Hollywood. We go to Hollywood, and we meet this kid. And this kid's supposed to have a car that we're supposed to use. And what it is I'm walking around. I'm looking for someone to give me tours. And eventually, I run into the guy that I'm going to kill on the tour, and I kill him. But as I'm walking around, this kid is supposed to be given, like, I don't know if you've ever been to Hollywood, but there's dudes like, hey, you want to go on a Hollywood tour? You want to go on a Hollywood tour? And that's what I was doing. So then this kid's role was he was the Hollywood tour guy. And so I run into him, and he's like, you want to go on a tour? And I'm like, yeah, man, how much? He's like, $10, I'll take anywhere you want. So we end up going around and filming in Hollywood for probably about 4.5, 5 hours for this scene that takes probably 5 minutes. And we go to the Manson murder area, the house where the Manson murders were. We went to the Archie Arbuckle murders. We went to all these places. And basically everything we went to was tragedy. It was tragedy, historical landmarks. And so I'm trying to figure out where the fuck we're going with this. And then we end up going down this back alley where I see the guy supposedly I'm going to kill. And this is the part where I pull up. And then the guy starts going, hey, man, we're running into a problem with getting enough time to film this. Can you stay another night? And I was like, here, I'll put you up in a hotel. And I was thinking, yeah, fucking so far we've done none of that. And so I was like, no, dude, I want to film this.
I have a nice air mattress in this building.
Yeah, I want to fucking, you can pile up on the rest of us.
Guys.
Yeah, you can pile up on the rest of us like we're a bunch of animals cuddling in a cave.
Hopefully you don't mind spooning with about 7 movie producers inside this apartment.
Seriously, that's fucking what it felt like. So he's like, do you mind? And I was like, no, dude, I want to fucking get this over with, this film. So I'm getting mad because I've been there all day and we fucking walked around Hollywood and did all this shit, and it just seems kind of rinky-dinky, and I'm getting mad because this doesn't seem legit. And we're filming in the middle of Hollywood, and people are seeing it, and they're stopping us and like, hey, you need a permit and all this stuff. And the guys like, oh, okay. And we go to a different fucking sidewalk and do this shit. So I'm just thinking, I want to be legit. You know, I don't want to be fucking a part of some stupid ass like sketch movie. So anyways,
arrested in Hollywood for illegal filming.
That's kind of what it fucking felt like. Felt like we're going to be in like, get arrested because we're in Hollywood. So there's people actually filming like scenes for movies, and the Jimmy Kimmel Show and the Tonight Show are fucking filming stuff while we're walking around, and he's got a handheld camera and an iPhone. So I started thinking this is going to be bad. So I was like, I want to go home. I want to get the fuck out of here. And so next thing I know, he makes a stop in his alley, and he's like, okay, this is the part where you're going to shoot the guy. And so, and I didn't mention this. The kid that was supposed to have a car, he couldn't get a car. He had to borrow a car, and the buddy wouldn't let him borrow it. So he fucking, we had to use my car. So now I'm even more pissed off. I'm driving around for this scene, for this piss. And driving around Hollywood is not a fucking easy task, dude. It was just bad.
I bet.
So I'm like, this is fucked up, and I'll have to post this picture, and I'll post it, dude. Wait till you see the size of my head in this picture. It's just so bad.
Is that the one where you're on Hollywood Boulevard? I think.
No, it's the movie episode. It's the movie poster where it looks like someone made this poster. And they drew my head. I look like King Kong Bundy with my fucking head in there, man. So anyways, it just sucks. So anyways, it made me feel really bad about myself. I was like, oh, look at my head. I look like a fucking
that was this punishment to you. Didn't think I'd make this movie, did you, Hitman? Didn't think I'd finish it. Didn't think could have stayed the extra day. Now I'm gonna make you look like King Kong Bundy.
And I think I filmed this movie fucking like in 2014. It didn't come out till like a year ago. So anyways, so I do all this stuff he asked me to, and then the part where I'm shooting someone, oh, here it comes. The part where I'm shooting someone, he
showing footage, or are you going to show the poster?
I don't know what happened to the fucking poster. He sent me the poster, and I made fun of it because my head looked so gigantic. So the movie part, I'm pointing the gun, and he's like, okay, hold it. And then he goes, go like this, like you're shooting. And he makes the noise. Bang, bang.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, man, I right away. That's why right away I was like, what the fuck am I doing all this shit for? So I'm a legit movie actor. So I pretty much left that dude on the side of the road with that other guy, just fucking left him and just took off. And I was like, there's no way this is ever making it. Well, 1.5 years, 2 years later, I get a call from this guy, and he says the premiere is coming out in Canada. And if you want to come, you could be like on a red carpet. And I was like, that's bullshit, dude. So
a red carpet is just a piece of carpeting he's cut out of a rug and laid on his mom's.
Just hanging. It's red laid carpet. On his
mom's doorstep.
So he tells me that this is coming out and that I'm going to be in, that, I can come out for the movie premiere in Canada. And I said, I don't think I'm going to fucking make it to Canada to see this. But thanks, man. And I'm thinking, again, it's just one of those films that's just never going to see the light of day, just like 90 Minutes to Tucson. And so next thing I know, he posts, and it was on fucking Prime, Amazon Prime, like a year ago for free, so you could watch it. And I was like, holy shit, this guy really got this sucker out there. And now I see it, and I'm just laughing because it's not even, so I tried to watch it. I did try to watch it. And I was like, ugh. And I turned it on. My wife's like, why aren't you watching it? I said, I can't watch myself. This is bad. This is not going to get me an Academy Award. This is so bad. I couldn't say, I was so fucking just terrible. I don't even know how to explain it. When I saw it, and all I thought to myself was, this has got to be the worst.
Her name is Sadie.
This has got to be the worst.
I think she might be the one.
Movie I've ever. And again, it might just be me, But, I mean, the dude did. I got to put it this way. People make movies all the time. I mean, look at the Blair Witch Project, and that sucker looked like it was filmed cheesy, too. And so I tried to convince myself that it wasn't, I was just trying to be a creative person. And I was trying to expand myself on a movie set, but I don't know how to explain it. I was not. Oh shit! Here it is. I'm There's my head. Wait till you see this.
I want to see this.
You got to see. There's me walking around illegally. Wait till you see this shit. Illegally, I'm walking around in a movie scene. Just look at this sucker and blow it up.
I did see the trailer, right?
Look at that fucking head of mine. Big monster dent in the back of my head. And then there's this scene of me sitting on the rock. And look at that. I'm sexy.
Giving life advice.
Sexy. Talking to this kid.
Life coach JC.
And he was funny. He's like, dressed like a hitman. So I'm like, what the hell's a hitman look like? So I wear a long sleeve shirt and a beanie. Like, that's like what I wear every day. So, so I guess I look like a hitman all the time.
Well, I guess it's good that you didn't wear a suit like the Hitman video game.
Yeah, so there he is going to jump. Don't do it, kid. And then this part was funny, too. This kid was like, he's like, get really close to the edge and stand over there and we'll film it. And I'm like, what if he falls? Fucking, we're running. I'm taking off. Just running in the car. Movie scene.
That's the end of the stage.
That's it, man. There goes the movie. It's over. Because man, he was like standing close to that edge, and I was like,
I got a cool pitch on a ledge, but yeah, I won't have it in time to be able to pull it up and send it to you. Maybe
well, we can always do a part 2 of your movie because this took almost 30 minutes to explain my shit. And then the funny thing is, after that, people ask me, the other comedians, like, "How was it?" But then I'm thinking, yeah, this is how movies are being made. I don't want to do it because I just had no patience whatsoever during the scenes. And the part that was funny is we filmed that part at the Grand Canyon. I got there at 8 a.m, and I don't think we left there until 1 o'clock. So it was a long ass day of filming. And I swear the scene is like 3 minutes. It's not even that long.
That's when I get into my stuff, you're on the flip end because I'm more on like the writing, producing, cast directing kind of end with my friend who does the movie that I have, the post, kind of the scenes still frame behind me. Yeah, I always picture because a lot of his shoots are long and a lot of times it's hard to get people back. I always picture what you were describing. Can't believe this movie got made. Him from his last couple movies, how long it's taken and through the process it's very fascinating, but it also takes a long time and a lot of hard work, So when I'm picturing him calling these people, they're probably thinking, I filmed that years ago. What the hell, this movie got made? So some of the people he never even hears back from. And I'm like, you still took up a whole day of your life. Like, I would at least want to see what the film, turned out to be. We may be pleasantly surprised, but some of the people don't even give them feedback, and maybe they're thinking the same thing as you. Wow, this can't be good. But I like to think, in post-production, I don't know about your guy with the States. I haven't seen it yet, but, my guy on our end, Daryl, he does a great job. So the post-production and the finished product is actually really good.
Well, why don't we end this episode of Me Podcast? You listen state 1 of the state's MCs, gestures, our Coach JC's. God dang it. I'm just like baffled. You brought back bad memories. But I guess I could say I was in a movie and it actually got out there. But that was my first time. And it was a little traumatic for me to be in the movie. But I don't know. It was an experience. So, Me Podcast, you listen, the movie edition. First chapter 1 was
movie secrets.
Coach JC was in a movie. So we'll come back with episode 2. This will be a 2-part episode, and we will talk about MC's movies and see where he went with his movie, with just what's in the background right now, I'm assuming, right?
Yes. Actually, Assassin, Unstoppable movie. Speaking of assassins.
And so we'll discuss when this movie's coming out, because it's coming out soon, correct?
It's coming out soon, yes. Next month as we record this, yes.
All right, Me Podcast, You Listen. Thank you for checking it out with us. Let me, I got to close out this part and go back to the music we were listening to. And so,
movie from the States soundtrack.
Yeah, this would have been awesome if they played this. All right, Me Podcast, You Listen. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check us out on all of our social media networks, as well as all the places you get podcasts, as well as subscribe to YouTube channel. Thank you for checking out Me Podcast, You Listen. We will be back with number 2, Making the Movies with MC.